at the end. So you might say, well, Marcia, what's the difference between the constant contact, the kit, the MailerLite, the MailChimp, and the Substack? As if that's your question, that's a great question. The question is choose which one works best for you that will grow your email list at the place where you are on your journey. Some of these work well if you're new. Some of these work well if you have a little technology challenge. Some of these work well if you've been in business and you want a few more features. And then Substack is new on the scene. It's just blowing the waters out for growing an email list. So choose the one that works well for you for where you are on your journey. Okay. So the best way, so you might say, okay, well, Marcia, you've given me now why I should do email. You've given me why it's important. You told me I don't need a lot of people on there to make money. You told me I can grow my email list. I should start doing it differently, even if I need to revamp or refine or redo something differently from the way I've been doing it. So you might say, you show me all of that, Marcia. Okay, so how do I start growing the list? And then you said you can't just do subscribe anymore. The best way to grow your email list, I take a screenshot, or if you've gotten away from it and you're doing other things, come back to me. The best way to grow your email list is with a lead magnet. Okay. And it's just that. It's not the whole kitchen sink. Okay. It's a lead, and it's a magnet to draw your ideal clients in. You don't want 500 of the wrong clients. You want 500 of the right clients, people who want your products and services. So your lead magnet is a small lead, we're going to talk about it, that draws like a magnet the right people to your list. So it's normally free. Some people do low cost now. Some people do $10. Some people do $12, $37, $47. Those are low ticket items, low entry, okay, before somebody decides to buy one of your bigger products. So sometimes it's free, sometimes it's low ticket, but it's a valuable resource that you give in exchange for someone's email. So when they download, I'm going to do a demo in a minute. When they download your lead magnet, don't forget, they give you their email address. Now with Substack, when they subscribe, you get it. Okay. So a lead magnet, I have to tell people, solves one problem. Your lead magnet should not solve 5 problems. Okay. You can have an email lead magnet. You can have a guy, and we're going to talk about that. Your lead, you can have, let's say you are a fitness coach. But in your lead magnet might talk about weight gain or weight loss, or it may focus on shoulders or whatever. But it's not going to talk about what to eat, where to go, where to buy this. No, your lead magnet solves one problem. Now, if you want more problems, you need a lead magnet for each. Let's say you're a life coach. Okay, you're a life coach, and you want to talk about how to have more confidence, how to get more confidence, and how to have boundaries in your life, if you want to move forward. Well, your lead magnet, you may have a lead magnet on growing, building your confidence. You're not going to have every little thing that a life coach would teach. So you're going to give them a quick win. I'm going to show you in a minute. You're going to use something useful, a useful tool that they can use right now. Why? Marcia, well, why? Why do I give them a lead? And this is for any and every industry. I don't care what industry you're in. I don't care if you have a brick and mortar. I don't care if you have products. I don't care if you have services. Any industry from A to Z needs a lead magnet. I don't care what kind of business you're in. Why, Marcia? Because it helps build trust about you. People do business with people. They don't do business with logos anymore. Logos are nice. We need them. But people do business with people. And they come to trust you. They pull out their credit cards. Okay. They see your expertise before they buy from you. And so when they start trusting you, they're like, oh, this person really knows what I'm going through. This person really has the solution. That now they're going to put out the credit card. Okay. That's why it's very important to have a lead man. Let's say you have a storefront and you have a big product with a nice price tag on it, and you give somebody a great lead magnet, that leads them into your framework to actually go down the funnel and buy your big product. This works. TV commercials do it. This works. And so when I talk to small business, I was like, why aren't you doing it? You're a small business. These people are big. This works. Okay. So Marcia, what are the most popular lead magnets now? Okay. So these are the most popular elite, nothing long. Because people are like, I'm not going to download that. It's 26 pages. Or, oh, I'm not going to download that. It's 15 steps. People too busy for that. A playbook or a guide, that's a very good lead magnet from your industry. A playbook or a guide. I was working with an insurance guy. I said, we need to create a guide, like a 5-page guide to give away to get people to call you about insurance. Because they're really not calling about insurance. If it's life insurance, they're calling about things that they need to prepare for down the road. Yeah, are they calling about things that they need to get in order for their kids? Or they're calling about things that they need for their home? People don't buy insurance just to buy insurance. They're buying it for the reason, the outcome. See? So let's give them a guide, a templates, a set of templates. That's a great lead magnet. If you go to Etsy, ETSY, they sell all these templates. They sell Instagram templates. They sell painting templates are something you can use and plug in your idea. Templates are very popular for lead magnets today. Some people might give away 5 templates. Some people might sell a few, but templates are great. Some people sell templates on AI. Audio lessons are big now. You can do an audio lesson and give it away for free or charge $5 or $10. You can make it on Zoom. And it can be an audio lesson on, I did one on 4 steps to building your brand. It could be on what it needs to be for your industry. And so you make each audio lesson might be 5 or 6 minutes. And then you can make each audio lesson on Zoom, put the 4 together, put it in Kit or Constant Contact or Mailer Lite, wherever you are, Substack. And when they download the audio lesson, because people can listen to it while they're out walking, they can listen to it when they're on a treadmill, they can listen to it in the car. It's a great lead magnet for whatever you need from your industry. And it's like 5 minutes for each lesson, 4 lessons, and they got one quick win. It's wonderful. Ebook, PDF, roadmap. These are, you can take a screenshot if you like. These are great lead magnets. He's like, well, Marsha, I don't know how to make that. That you can make them with AI, you can make them with Canva in minutes. In minutes, AI, Canva, whatever. But those are the great ones that we want. So let me give you a little demo of lead magnet. And then we're going to talk about the subject line. So I'm going to stop the share because I see so many lead magnets. Okay. I'm going to stop the share here. And then I'm going to go to see if I can bring up. I'm going to see if I can bring up. I'm going to get rid of Substack. I'm going to go to here and show you some popular lead magnets. All right. Okay, let me go here. Okay. It is not letting me do this for some reason. Okay, give me a minute. Let me see if I could try this another way. Let me go to here. I'm almost there. I want to show you, I'm going to show you an example of an one client one person who sends me an email. Lots of people send me email. But I want to show you an example of how this one lady, she does a great job with her emails, okay? And how in her emails she sends lead magnets. I buy something from her almost all the time. It is not even like salesy. Okay. So let me share with you. This is an email. I downloaded her lead magnet. Now I'm on her email list. Okay. Her name's Melissa. So let me share here. All right. So you can see. So these are the email, and I love opening her emails. You might think, oh my God, it's a lot of email. They're so valuable. Okay. They're so valuable. All right. So here is Melissa. I don't know where she lives, but she's built a really good relationship with me. Sometimes reply to her email and I'll say, Melissa, I really love your emails. Really love your lead magnets. Okay. So this is an email from Melissa Ingo. All right. And she has a lot of lead magnets. All right. And so this is her talking about one of her lead magnets. All right. And her lead magnet, that's her lead magnet, this one is $11. Sometimes they're free. Sometimes they're $11. Sometimes they're $25. I mean, it's just different. So here, I'm going to click here. There's her lead magnet. You can make this on Kit. All you do, it doesn't have to be this detailed. All you do is put what the lead magnet is about, put the price, get it now. That's a lead magnet. And it's on one thing. Okay. Every time she sends a lead magnet, it's on one thing. Okay. And I'm just using her as an example because she has some great lead magnets. Okay. So now let's go to another one that she sent. Okay. Lead magnets. So I'm giving you a demo right now on lead magnets. Okay. One time she sent one on let's pick another one. Okay. All right. Can you still see the screen? Do you see where it says I found a couple of old videos? Now look at this email. This is more, emails are like having conversations with people. Look how she started off with just kind of having a conversation. I found a couple of really old videos the other day from 20. I love her emails by 2014, 2015. It's me on camera holding up my digital freebies. Sometimes a lead magnet is called a freebie. Okay. But look at the email first. Storytelling, conversational. So it's not always about, let me show you the lead at the beginning. Then she showed the screenshot in it. You can do this on Substack too, by the way. And then at the end, there's the lead magnet. See what I'm saying? It's a very good strat. Now just imagine if Melissa and she has a big email list because she's been doing it for years. Let's just imagine a Melissa has 1,000 people on her email list, which she has way more than that. Let's say she has 1,000 people on her email list. 10% buy it. 100 times 11. Bam. It actually works. It actually, can you imagine if you have and sometimes she'll have an audio series, sometimes she'll have a course, sometimes just different types of lead magnet, you see? So that's how lead magnets work. Let me get in here to the chat. All right, so let me go back and share. So save your questions. I just want to give you some examples of things so you're not like lost in thought, okay, what to do. All right, so let's move on to subject lines. Okay, subject lines. So that's lead magnets. So you said, okay, so Marsha, we've learned about why it's important to change our mindset about emails because they still work. We've learned about how we can make money per each client on our email if we're doing it correctly. We've learned about why it's important to do a lead magnet, how you can do a lead magnet. We've learned about service providers, how to pick the one that works best for me. Don't be overwhelmed, but don't do things that's not working the old way. So now we're thinking, okay, well, Marsha, people have so many emails. I have so many emails. I don't like opening email. People don't open emails. That's not true. They don't open bad ones, okay? But they open good ones. And the subject line can be just the key. All right. So we're getting ready to talk about subject lines that get people. I get lots of emails, like 100 every day. I do. I don't open them all, but let the subject line appeal to what I want. Okay. And then I will open it. All right. It might be at lunch or whatever. So subject lines that get people. So take a screenshot because I'm getting ready to show you a few examples on this slideshow that get people to open your email. Okay, so let's talk about educational emails. Here are some subject lines. You can take screenshots. Subject lines. 3 mistakes business owners make with marketing. I would open that email, especially if I'm making mistakes with marketing. I would open that email. Why most people, what most people get wrong about building an email list. I would open that email if I'm trying to build my email list. A simple way to stay consistent with your if I'm inconsistent with my marketing, I would open that email. Subject lines are important. They need to speak to what the person is going through. They need to speak to the problem that the person is having. They need to speak to the desire. Okay, so you take screenshot. That's a sample of educational email. Storytelling emails. Okay, storytelling email. A lesson I learned the hard way. I sent my assistant sent out today. I think she did. I hope she did on my LinkedIn because I've kind of taken a break for a few months from some things in my own life. But my assistant posted today what I'm doing for the next 6 months. And I know people are opening because they were like, "What's Marsha doing?" And so, a lesson I learned the hard way. That's a great email if I'm like having things that's not working, and I click it because one of my lesson I learned the hard way was doing everything, being everywhere, doing all the stuff. That doesn't make money. It doesn't, and I had to learn it the hard way. Simplify to scale. Get a system for each thing and be ready for the next 6 months. I had to learn that actually the hard way. What happened next surprised me. These are great storyline emails that people. I was like, what's the problem? If Sonny sent me an email like this, I would click. I couldn't wait because I can't wait to open her email. Let me tell you a quick story. These are sample story email line. You can do it with business too. And then when they open it, it can still lead to business. It just starts with storytelling. You're human. You're authentic. I don't know why we think we have to be perfect. We're not perfect. Life happens, things happen. You don't have to be perfect online. You're not perfect. Things happen. And people like working with people who are not acting like they're so perfect. So these are great encouragement emails. Okay. I used to send Monday motivation emails. Sometimes I still do. Sometimes I do it in audio. Don't give up. People need that. People like working, doing stuff. It's like, oh my God, this is so much. These are great emails, especially if the person is where they are. And then you can still lead into something that relates to your business. Progress matters more than perfection. I keep telling my clients that. I say perfection. I told one lady the other day, and she's been trying to do something for almost 2 years. And I say, we've been doing this for a long time. I think she's like is she a confidence? She works with people with confidence and getting over anxiety and stuff like that. And she had like a brick and mortar or whatever, a little business where people would come and talk to her, like a counselor. It was really good. But things have changed, right? And so I said, perfection is the enemy to success. So you're trying to keep everything perfect so you're not moving forward. So progress matters more. That's a great subject. A reminder you may need today. And I've had people to say, "Oh my goodness, I really needed to see that." These are the type of emails with these subject line people will open. Curiosity emails. Okay, you might be overlooking this. That's a great email subject line. I'm like, what can I be overlooking? I click it, and I might be talking about brand building in there, or I might be talking about systems in that email. So here's what nobody talks about. And you might be like, well, what is nobody talk? Well, nobody talks about you don't have to post 3 and 4 times on Instagram and Facebook and every day. That doesn't, you don't have to do that anymore. And so you're learning something also in the email. What if the problem isn't what you think? That's a great subject line. Sometimes we think it's my offer. Let me change my offer. Sometimes it's I'm not doing enough. Let me do more. Sometimes it's, oh, I may not be doing this, or I need to have this. That may not be. I see this a lot. The problem is not doing more. It's not more courses. It's not more stuff. It's not more offers. It could just be clarity. And so the email talks about, is it clear what you do? Is it clear who you serve? Is it clear the problem you solve? Do they know the problem you solve in one sentence? That could be the problem, the one line of clarity. So here's a good app for scoring your emails, okay? And it's called subjectline.com. It's free. So in other words, when you come up with your subject line or that you think you might like, you go to subjectline.com. It's free. Put it in there, and it will tell you if this is a 10 or if this is a 5, and it will even help you with the subject line. So you can take a screenshot. It's free. That's a good app for helping you score your subject lines. And it's called subjectline.com. It will also give you feedback on what works. It will tell you about maybe changing a word, or it will say that's too long, or if it's a potential spam trigger. You do not want to put in subject lines free. That's a potential spam trigger. Discount, that's a potential spam trigger. Okay, free, discount, special, promotion. Those are potential spam triggers. That's when Gmail sends it out to something nobody gets to see. So it tells you how to avoid those type of words. Okay, it tells you how to avoid those type of words, and it's subjectline.com. So the next thing is, how do we structure emails that sound like us? Okay. And how can we say it with AI? Because sometimes people are like, I use AI, and I have a certification from Vanderbilt in AI, and I see people using it incorrectly all of the time. They just put a thing in or whatever. But it's a certain way to use it to make sure the email sounds like you. So when people do click the subject line and they are in the email, we don't want them to think, this was good. And then, so now they're not going to open your emails anymore. So the subject line gets them to click, but what you say inside of the subject line of the email gets them to stay and pay attention. So that's very important. Okay. So how do we do that, Marcia? How do we nurture these relationships in the email? How do we sound like us? How do we make sure I sound like I'm having a conversation? How do I make sure I sound like I'm talking to someone at Starbucks on the other side of the table? How do I make sure my email takes them down the funnel to become a client without sounding so salesy? It's always about giving first. Give them something first before we're asking in return. Okay. And so, how do I make these conversations sound like that so they're not like they used to be, like businessy and jargony and a selling to email? People don't like those kind of, they used to be like that. LinkedIn newsletters. I think I'm going to talk about LinkedIn next time for SBDC. They used to be like that. They're not like that anymore. Okay. So your email, audit your last 5. I hope you've sent 5 in the last 5 weeks. Audit your last 4 in the last 4 weeks and look to see how are you speaking in your email? How do you sound in your email? Does it sound businessy? So let me show you another example demo. I'm gonna stop the share here. I'm gonna show you another demo of email because I get a lot of good emails from business owners and I buy stuff from them. Okay. Sometimes you can use your email to send people to your YouTube. I've gone to people's YouTube and became a subscriber because of their email. It's so much you can do. Okay. So let me show us go into another demo. So I showed you Melissa. I want to show you Sonny Lenarduzzi. She is a huge um email YouTube person. Huge, huge. She went from being broke, building a business in her apartment, to a multi-million dollar business. She swears by email and YouTube. She goes, I stopped doing Instagram. I stopped doing Facebook. She swears by it. Okay. So let's look at how she sounds like her, how she keeps the communication going and still leads you to her business. It's wonderful. It is a great tactic. Okay. So this is from Sonny Lenarduzzi. You can find her. She didn't pay me, but I think you should follow her on YouTube, okay? She tells her whole story on YouTube, Sonny Lenarduzzi. She has a great YouTube channel. She has such a way of having conversations with people and building relationships. You just want to buy from her, okay? So here's one of her emails. Look how the email looks. Conversational, like she's talking to somebody. Then she puts watch a video in her email. You can do this on Substack. So what she's doing with this email is her lead magnet is the video. Because she likes you, her lead magnet is the video. So when you go to her video and watch it, she's going to have a link to how you can maybe get on a call with her or a link to how you can get in the program. And if you love her, you watch her for a month, you may become a client and get in her program. It's a great tool, a great tool. So let me show you a different one. Look at the email. It's not like it's like she's just talking to me. It's like she's just talking to me. And here's the conversational email, but it always leads to something. For you, it may lead to one of your products. For you, it may lead to one of your, for her, her lead magnet is leading you to her YouTube channel. Okay. Now, sometimes in the email, she might lead you to a free course she's having. Okay. She might lead you to, but look at the conversational type email. Now, this lead magnet is book a complimentary consultation. See, it's a lead magnet in every email. A lead magnet is whatever they want you to do. Get the free playbook, get on a consultation, watch a video, come to our course, come to our training. Every email has a lead magnet. It's a lead, something you're giving away or somewhere you're sending people to bring in the right client. I'm Sonny's client. I'm Melissa's client. It has to be the right people. I'm their client. I'm an entrepreneur who's trying to build my business and take it to the next level. I'm their client. So I don't get emails from people who I'm not their client. Why are they going to waste time on me? You see? So her lead magnets are the video. I'm going to show you a demo one other person. I'm going to do Elise Dharma. Okay. All right. You see all these emails from Elise Dharma. Okay. These people realize the importance of email. I have purchased so much stuff from Elise Dharma, from all of these people, actually. Okay. But let's look at one of her emails. Okay. Once again, look at how they're nurturing relationships through the content. I've been fascinated. Elise loves Instagram. Okay. All right. He's a, so now she put her conversation in there. She put a screenshot, okay, in there. And then she is more conversation in there. Okay. And then she gives a little teaching in there. And then bam, here's the lead magnet. It's called Offer Vault. Offer Vault. And when you click it, I think I bought it. Offer Vault is like $27. It's a lead magnet. Every email has some type of lead magnet. All right. It's a lead. That's Elise Dormer right there. It's a lead magnet. Look at the conversation. Okay. Here's the conversation. Sometimes she puts a little teaching in there. And then here is the lead magnet. It's a wait list for something she's having. Okay. One more, I'm gonna show you. Bam. Anyway, she's having another baby, or either she had the baby. She put an email. Okay. Very conversational. Very conversational. And then here's the lead magnet. Check out Offer Vault. Offer Vault. I bought it, by the way. It teaches you how to do offers. I think it was $27. It works. But it doesn't work if Elisa or Sonny or Melissa sent me an email once a month. I don't trust them. It doesn't work if Melissa or Sonny or Alyssa doesn't send me to watch a video or send me to their Instagram page. So now I see them in action. They're building trust with me. They're nurturing relationships. So now it works for me to actually pull out my card. Then the lead magnet can lead to a $500 program, or a lead magnet can lead to a bigger tool. Okay. All right. So that is that's the demo for how to say it. So there are 3 parts to the email, and I just showed you. Okay. 3 parts to the email. When I hit that subject line, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to read your email. I need to see the hook. It could be a story. It could be 2, 3 sentences. It could be a question. It could be a little paragraph, something that interests me. Then in the middle of the email, value and insights, you saw what some of them talked, some of them talked, and then at the end, it's a call to action. Okay, 3 parts to an email. Now, you might say, well, Marsha, they may know what to say. Well, you could do it with AI, but you have to train AI on your thoughts, your feelings, your values, your content. You got to train it to sound like you. And then you say, create me an email with a storytelling paragraph. And then you say, well, tell this. So once you train it to sound like you, now you can use your emails, and AI sounds just like Elisa, Dharma, Sonny, and Melissa. But they all have 3 parts: a hook, the first beginning, it might be a paragraph or a few sentences, the value, the insight in the middle, it might be some teaching or some more stories or some tips, and then the call to action. That's the lead magnet. It works, by the way. Okay? It works. So you can take a screenshot. You might say, okay, so Marsha, what do I put? If I'm gonna ask AI to help me, what do I put? You could teach one simple idea in an email. I just showed you they don't have to be long, they don't have to be drawn out. You could teach one simple from your industry. This works for every industry. You could share a quick tip, step, or how to related to your main topic. You can keep it short. One idea per email. People will open and it's like, oh, it's not so long. You can add an action step that they could try today. These are different things that you can say and put in your email to nurture your people. Let's say you have 50 of the right people in your email. You don't need big numbers. 50. You may need to clean out your email and revamp and start fresh. I had Constant Contact at the beginning of 2026. They got rid of 1,000 people out of my email. Some people would freak out because they're so used to numbers. Constant Contact said these people hadn't opened your email in 6 months. I was like, get rid of them. It was 1,000 people. What? Why hold on to 1,000 people who are not interested in my stuff just because it's numbers? I'd rather start with 500 people who want my stuff. So sometimes we got to clean this thing out and stop being afraid of getting rid of people who are not our people. And then you build with the people who are your people. Yeah, they got rid of 1,000 people out of my email. 1,000. They sure did. What's the use? Just numbers? Numbers don't bring in money. So, inspirational or motivational content. You can remind your audience of what's possible. Okay. You can share an engaging thought, a quote or a short pep talk. Relate to a brand message. That would be me, or something that matches your industry. You could do reflection. You can do questions. You can talk about different things. You can give examples. And I always tell people you don't need a big audience to have a bold message. So give insights, give inspiration, give motivation, and lead people to your lead magnet. So if you're thinking, what do I say? How do I use AI? Put it in AI and ask it to help you use these things to create your new form type of email. Okay. So after you teach, you invite, you mention your offer naturally because now you've given value. Let's say you sent an email, you gave them 5 ways. I'm just using my own brand. Let's say I sent an email and I gave them 5 ways to grow your business. Number one, starting with clarify your message. Number two is positioning your expertise. And then I talked about, and number three is monetization strategy and using a system. And then I actually told them a little about each. I just gave them some value. So now I can actually invite them to my lead magnet. Be sure and download my free email course, which that's something that I have for you guys today. It's only going to be free like a day or two. Or be sure and get the free client attraction playbook. Or be sure and go to the audio series. Or it may be paid. Be sure and get such and such as $12. I've given values like today, the SBDC is offering you all a 90-minute workshop on email marketing. 90 minutes. That's a lot. And you're getting some great value. If you walk away with one thing, the SBDC offered that to you. So what if you say, man, that was so great, and you call them at Trinity Valley and you say, I want to work with you all. That was a lead magnet, this 90-minute training. And now it's a win-win for both of you because now you've called a SBDC at Trinity Valley. You've got Eddie or Jennifer, two wonderful people. And now it's a win-win for both of you. It's a win-win for SBDC. It is definitely a win-win for you because they're going to help you with so much stuff. That's how it works. So you focus on the result, not the price. Using clear language like what I showed you today. And sometimes you might put this in your email. If you're ready for more support, here's how I can help you. You can put that in your email after you've given value. Okay. So how do we use emails to sell products and services? Your call to action leads to sale. You have to have the people take action. They have to do something in your email, okay? Something. You don't have to always sell, but you don't need to send an email and that's just it. You want people to do something. So you might say, okay, Marsha, we've learned a lot about email marketing today, okay? We've learned a lot about email marketing. And I'm looking at my clock and it's 12:35. So I have about 25 minutes to wrap up and ask questions. And so, Marsha, how can I sell my products and services? Because now we're talking about the money part. You're not in business just to be in business. You have to make money in your business to keep it going. So now we talked about all of the important stuff. And why, Marsha? Why did you talk about the money part last? Because you give first. You give first, and then you ask for the sale. You have to ask for the sale. Some people are like, much I hate sales. Well, then you're not gonna make any money, okay? But what if you've given, like Sonny or Elise or Melissa, you've given for 4 weeks, because I am going to give you a 4 week action plan in a few minutes. What if you've given for 4 weeks? Why shouldn't you ask for the offer? You might say, I've written a book. Or you might say, we have a new digital product. Or you might say, we have a program or a service that we're offering. Or we've created a mini online course, whatever. But you've given first. So that's why I made this part last. How do I use emails to sell my products and services? Okay. So if you've gotten away from me, come back. Your call to action is the key. Okay. Consistency is the key. I like one email a week. Some people send two. I like pick a certain day and time. We usually send ours out, my assistant, either a Wednesday or a Thursday, and we usually send our emails out 7:30 a.m. and stick to it. Okay? One email, you can't do one email this week, skip 2 weeks. Oh, this happened in life. Life does happen, but you got to keep it going. One email a week, like what I taught you what to put in it. Pick a certain day and time. People get, it's like TV shows. People get used, oh, I gotta go home and watch my show. Oh, I gotta go home and watch my TV show. It comes on this time. It's the same. So people get used to your email going every Wednesday or every Thursday, 7:30 a.m. It's the same. People are used to consistency. They go to the same places, they go to the same grocery stores, they go to the same right. They love it. That is how you get people to buy your stuff, and you stick to it. So now I'm gonna go back one here. So now you might say, I have a product or service that I want to offer. Imagine this. You've done what I told you today. July is coming in a few weeks. You've done what I told you. And in July, you say, I'm sending this week one. You still offer your lead magnet. I'm sending this in week two. You still offer your lead magnet. I'm sending this in week three, week four. And you can now lead people down the funnel to either come into your store or come to an event you're having, or get on a call with you. I think I had an artist on here. I have a interior designer who's going to be working with me in a week or so. I was like, I need some new art on my walls. I need some new stuff in my house. I want to make some changes. I need just a little redecorate. I need something new going on in the house because of a certain season that I'm in now. And I just need some changes to get out of the season I was in of loss that I had, so I don't be so sad and looking. So I need some paintings. I need that. That's how you get. Why am I getting Liz? And my sister is an interior designer and she's wonderful. Okay. But she won't let me do what I want. Why am I getting Liz to come and tell me what kind of paintings to get, tell me what to put over the wall? Why am I getting Liz? Because I trust her, because we built relationships together, because we nurtured it. So I'm going to buy from her. Now, what if I hadn't heard Liz? What if Liz hadn't kept in contact with me? What if I hadn't seen anything from her. People get busy. I hadn't seen anything from Liz in months. I wouldn't think to call Liz. That's why consistency is the key. And you might say, Marcia, is it a lot? No. Once a week, pick a certain time and day. You might need to audit, start afresh. You may need a whole email marketing plan because you've been doing it the same way and nothing's working. Why keep doing it the same way in the second 6 months of 2026? Okay. So we're getting ready to recap as I wrap up. All right. And I'm making some good time today. Yay. Oh, I don't want to go there. Wait a minute, I went too far. I am going to tell you about the free gift. Okay, I want to go to a recap. So I still have about 20 minutes. I'm doing pretty good today. Okay, so let me recap, and you can take a screenshot or put your questions in. Hopefully you have questions. So let me recap. If you have questions about any of this, start your list the right way. I did get rid of 1,000 people at the beginning of the year, but I realized holding on to stuff that doesn't work well for me anymore is just that, and I just don't want that. And I had to change my mindset about business. I love doing this, but I only want to do it the right way with the right people who want to move forward. Okay. So start your list the right way. You may not have to get rid. You might say, but I don't have a list. That's wonderful. Let's start it with 10 people. Let's start it with 20 people and let's build it up over the 6 months. How to build it the right. It's probably better to start from scratch because now you're starting with your lead magnet with the right people. Okay, so mindset is first. Some people would never get rid of that many people. So even if you don't have a list, good for you. The second thing, choose the right provider for you. Okay, if you have a provider and it doesn't work, you can't get in touch with them, you can't email them, you don't understand, why keep it? Keep choosing one for you. So I like Constant Contact. I like kit.com. It's easier. It's for new people to get started. I like Constant Contacts. If you're in business a while, it has a lot more stuff. I do like Mailer Lite. I do. I've checked it out. I do like Mailer Lite. Some people like MailChimp. I just don't do them. But if you know how to use it, do them. Some people use lots of different ones. Yeah, what works for you? But make sure you can work it and understand it. The next one is you got to use a lead magic or your list. You might say, well, Marsha, how many do I need? One is enough. One problem, one lead magnet. Don't do three problems on one lead magnet. One problem per lead magnet. If you want to have two, then two, five. One is enough. Write subject lines that people will open. I gave you lots of examples on the subject lines that people will open. And I gave you a free app to check your subject lines, okay, to see if these are good subject lines. Structure your emails that sound like you. Now, I gave you examples of that. I gave you examples of 3 women who send emails to me that I love that sound like them. Their emails sound like them, but they're still selling. They just don't sound so salesy and they work. So they have learned how to use stories or inspirational stuff or what's going on or, tips and things like that that speak to me as a business owner in a regular way, not businessy and jargon, but they're still leading me down the buy. So some people say, well, Marcia, if I write emails like that, they're not businessy, what's going to make people to buy? They are. It's just that they're regular conversation and they lead people to buy. And it's showing that they're not perfect. Okay. They're not perfect. One lady sent her an email. She goes, oh, we sent the wrong email. We sent the wrong thing. We're sending it again. We sent you guys to the wrong place. We don't send it. They're not perfect. So they sound like real people. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. Use call to actions in the email to sell your product. You saw Sonny's call to action was a YouTube video. Melissa's call to action was her offer, her $11 thing she had. Elisa had the offer vault. A call to action could be to go to your YouTube channel. A call to action could even be, let's say you're trying to build LinkedIn. A call to action could be to your LinkedIn channel. You want them to do something after they read the email. A call to action could be book a call. A call to action could be, come into the store. Or call to action could be visit the website. You want them to do something at the end of the email. And that drives people down a funnel to be able to um, buy buy your services and products. So take a screenshot. I know you have your phone right with you. I made it to the end. I'm gonna answer questions. Take a screenshot. I know that phone is right by you. And that scans to get your free gift. It's a playbook on how to get clients consistently. A lot of people get clients, but they're not getting it consistently. So that's a free playbook on how to get clients consistently when you scan there. And also, I took the price off of my email course so you can get it for free today because the price is going back. I took the price off to give you a gift for Jennifer's audience because Jennifer and SBDC and Eddie and Trinity, they're wonderful. And I want to give this to their audience because they're always offering you guys so much value through the Trinity value, always offering you so much value. So I wanted to give that to you so you can get that free email course and you can get this free playbook right there. And so if you are ready for the next step, you can email me and say, Marsha, I want to schedule a call. And you don't have to. It's Marsha Hudson Training at Gmail. But put in the subject line, I want to schedule a call. It's a 20-minute brand call. If you're ready to think about it, I need help. I need help. I need help. You can get on a call with me if you like.